Okay, we're going to be taking a look at the Titan Industrial Bandsaw. Now, this bandsaw is still produced. It's produced under another name. I have included the contact information if you want to know how to get a hold of these people. And there's the blade size right there for you. This particular saw was probably made in the 1980s, 1990s. It was sitting in the storeroom when I got here. Took it out, looked at it. It does work, modified it just a little bit, and I'm going to go through how to use this particular piece of equipment. We're going to start on the back side of the top. I have included instructions on how to use the machine and how to get the cutting assembly ready to go. We're going to start with the master switch. This switch was included because I included a converter to convert 110 into 12 volt, to run an oil pump to pump oil out of this oil canister right there, that gallon jug that's got some waste oil in it, used oil. To use this machine, all you have to do is flip the master switch up. It is plugged into the wall. It's running on 110. You just have to flip the master switch up to use it. Make sure you have a piece of work in the clamp. In this case, we're going to cut a weld that's been done and just cut that off so you can see how that all happens. Now, to start the machine, probably the most critical piece of equipment on this machine happens to be the automatic cutoff. It's got a button right there. This button goes to this adjustment right here. You can adjust this up or down depending on when you're cutting through some work. If you would like the machine to turn itself off, either just as it's cutting through or just before it cuts through at any preset determined space. And this is the adjustment right here. Now on the back of the machine, these are the adjustments for the blades. These particular bolts tilt the wheel back and forth for you. In this case, I haven't had to change anything on this machine. As a matter of fact, I'll show you right here. These wheels are in fairly decent shape. I haven't had to come in. I haven't had to adjust anything on them. On this wheel, on this side, everything is on the inside because the motor's on the back side. So it's a little bit harder to get into everything. Okay, to use this, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Blade is moving. I can go ahead and the pneumatic arm is already preset, and I'm going to just lower this down and it's going to start cutting. Alright, now I want to lubricate this. Here's the oil pump. Goes into the oil can. Merely flip the switch on the back. Here comes the oil. The oil will come down onto the blade. And when you get oil draining off onto the work, here we go. We're lubricating the blade. The oil is falling into the work. We're going to turn that off. You don't need to leave the oil pumping continually. You only need enough oil to stay on the blade and to continue to lubricate the cut. I have sawdust in the bottom to soak up the oil. I also am going to leave a bag of cat litter back there that you can use also. Now, I prefer the oil. You could hook this up to pump water to keep the blade cool. I prefer the oil because then the metal does not rust. As you can see, it's going down all by itself, cutting through the metal. Every now and then it's got a little hiccup just like that. That's to be expected. That is where the blade, where it's put together, is running through, and it just kind of hiccups on there. And I'm not going to leave this on all the way through. When this is done, I'll come back and I'll show you what we have when we're done for part 2.